Yeah, man, my last flip house is for sale right now, man, and I don't even know what to think about that. Let's go find that and look at it. Zane says, I want to flip houses. Not right now, you don't. Not with interest rates and prices crazy. Back when I was flipping houses, it was the ideal time to do so. Interest rates were rock bottom. It was a seller's market. There was a housing shortage. There still is a housing shortage. The problem is now nobody can afford houses. And I guess that was in part due to the boom that the housing market was just a couple of years ago. Hey, look, I'm not Meet Kevin, for God's sakes, but I do know a little bit about the housing market, and nobody can afford houses at this point, which is crazy. It's turning into a renter's world. And if you think like the flippers had a lot to do with that, hey, I only flipped 4 houses, so I really didn't have as much to do with it as these big corporations that went into these small towns and bought everything. Bought it, renovated it, and now you renting it. They're not even going to sell it back to you. They just want to rent it to you. They want to turn everybody into renters. And I think that I just read something where it's now illegal for a company that's valued over $500 million to buy residential single-family homes. They can't do it. I think that law actually just went into effect because that's what you had happening. But I want to share with you, man, my last flip house that I did is currently listed for sale. So when I was flipping houses, you couldn't let the address be known, right? You can't have the city coming and trying to shut me down. And boy, did I ever have that quite a bit. I'll never forget flip number 3. When the trolls found out about that house and the code official came to the house. He was actually a fan of After Prison Show, which is the craziest damn thing. He comes to the house. He says, Joe, we received an email that said you're doing major structural repairs in this house and you're going to get somebody killed. I said, man, come on in. Come look at what we're doing up in here. He actually showed me the email that they received. And it was crazy. The email address, the addressee, was from a username. It said, whole asshole. I said, you see where this is coming from, right? This is not coming from Congress. The person that sent you this, their name is whole asshole. Can you see how there's probably some bullshit going on with that? But anyways, needless to say, I actually made a friend that day. So I could do no wrong. After that, I was tied in with the city at that point. And man, that was a good connection that happened. But anyways, this was the last house that I flipped right here. This was in a shithole area. It was my first house that I had flipped in this city, my last house as well. This was not a city that was ideal for flipping, even though people were doing it. We would leave from this house every day and we would have to drive through the projects. You would literally have people running out to the truck. Hey, yo, hey, I got that. Hey, I got whatever you want. They had it. But it was a beautiful home that it turned out to be. We didn't do the siding. We did that front door right there. We didn't do the windows. We put a brand new roof on this house. It's crazy because when I bought this house, I bought it for $150,000. I ended up renovating it. I probably spent about $20,000 to renovate it. And then I sold it for $216,000 or $218,000. Well, this person's trying to sell it for $239,900 right now. You're trying to get $240,000 for this house that's not in an ideal location. And man, you ain't done nothing to this place except for everything that I did. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pictures. Painted these walls. It's cool to see the place lived in, right? I put that ceiling fan up in there. I did that flooring right there. It's good to see that the house is still structurally sound too. Just goes to show that, Joe know a thing or two. And I learned from YouTube, as a matter of fact, and from trial and error. Look at this kitchen, man. I did all of this. I did that backsplash right there. I painted these cabinets. I did this tile flooring, man. I never even done no tile flooring with them octagon pieces right there. That shit was tough. That shit was not easy at all. You could really get screwed up on this, man. But I did outstanding on that. Put that brand new back door on there. Put them lights up there. I put that range hood on there, boy. Hey, look at that joint, boy. Joe with the crown molding. You know how hard it is to cut crown molding angles? You got to flip that shit upside down and do some wild shit to make them angles work. There was something else that I saw in here that was interesting. I put that light in there. I did all this shit up in here, man. All that flooring, I did that shit. Me and my guy, we did that. I didn't do much in there. Did all flooring there. This is the interesting part right here, and I'm trying to understand what happened right here. If you can see this, I don't know what's going on right here. Now, that looks like that could have been paint. Oh, actually, you know what? If I can remember correctly. All right, now that might make some sense to me. Because I thought it could have been water damage, and then somebody came in and tried to do a drywall repair. When we painted this place, there was some previous drywall repair work that was done, and they got like swirl, I believe they had swirl on the wall and the ceiling. And anyways, we didn't do anything in that area right there except for paint that. But if that swirl was no good, that could be a part of why that's looking like that. But you know, you don't see any water stains in the ceiling, so there's no leaks in the roof. Holy shit, what happened to that door right there? Are y'all seeing this? Yo, that's a bathroom. That's the bathroom in the bedroom. That's the front bedroom. Look at that bathroom door and how beat the shit that is. It all makes sense to me now what happened in here. It looks like some domestic violence was taking place up in this house. Somebody was in that bathroom trying to get out of there. They was punching that door. That door wasn't like that. That was a brand new door I put on there right there, man. All that black hardware with them knobs and them handles and poles and them hinges. Something happened in this house. What happened? Now, I'll tell you another crazy thing about this place. Look at this guy. You got caught putting that pitch. I put that vanity in there. I did all that tile work in there. I did all of this myself. I did not hire anybody to do this work in this house. It was me and a helper that flipped this entire house. The only thing that I didn't do myself was the roof. I had to sub out the roof. I don't think I bled at this house, but sometimes we would do like a blood sacrifice at the house. If you got cut, you had to let that seep into the subfloor. It was like an omen. You know, you put a part of you into each house. I mean, I took this shit serious. I took the work and the quality of work that I did very serious. Bought this house for $150, probably put $20,000 into it. It didn't need a lot. Everything was pretty good. This house was built in 2001, I believe. And ended up selling it for like $216, maybe $220 at the most. They're trying to get $240 for it right now. I don't think they're going to get that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it still looks good. They only had this house for 3 years at the most. Did that vanity right there. I put the same vanity in both bathrooms. That was kind of like a taboo thing to do. Like you should change it up a little bit. But it was a flip. And by flip 4, I understood it don't got to be HGTV no more. All it needs is to be renovated. And those were actually pretty cheap vanities right there. They took the smoke detector down. Had a dog in the house. There was some horrible drywall repair work from a previous... this hallway actually had a lot of water damage at one point. That's why we had to replace the roof. And somebody had come through and done some shitty swirl pattern in here. But anyways, let's go ahead and read what they're saying about this place, because this is the part that gets me right here. Don't miss this one. Recently updated with LVP flooring throughout. Elegant tile kitchen. Elegant. Boy, they call it my work. Elegant. Elegant tile in the kitchen and bathroom. That's actually a lie. That tile in there is pretty cheap. Kitchen and baths, vanities, fresh paint, light fixtures, brand new roof. You can't go wrong with that. New light fixtures, stainless steel appliances. Did I do the appliances in there? I'm trying to remember if I replaced those. I think that I did. I'm pretty sure I replaced all the appliances in the house. Convenient to shopping. Interstates and bases, affordable living. So the crazy thing about this house, let's go ahead and look at it right here. Okay. The person that lived here was a dude, old dude. He was such a cool guy. I know he still lives there. Older woman who lived right here. She was a sweetheart. Like I said, this is a horrible area. If we go out and we don't got to go far, look, we go to the map, right? Let's just zoom this joint out just a little bit. You cross over this road right here, this 27th, and then you get into these numbered streets over here. Boy, you're in Baghdad. I mean, straight up third world country. Shit is rough right there. We was only 1 block away from the bullshit. All right, I worried about this house quite a bit. And like I said, the neighbors were great. Sweet lady that lived right here. Awesome guy that lived right here. Let's go down the street a little bit more. let's go to this house right here. Now, this house was getting renovated. Oh, shit. Did it just freeze up? This house just got renovated too, but they didn't do too much to this one. The guy that owned this house, he had like 40 or 50 rental properties in the city. He's actually going to prison right now, the owner, the landlord, for being like a slumlord and doing some wild ass shit. Like he's got some commercial properties where people didn't pay their rent. So he went and put like these big concrete barriers in front of the front doors so you couldn't get in there. He was one of them type of dudes. But he did some other crazy shit that ended up getting him locked up, and I can't remember what it was. I remember that one of the guys that he had working here, the police were always looking for this guy. And the police would be out there quite a bit. But let's go back. This was the thing that worried me the most about this house, okay? And it was right here. This damn house right here in this empty lot. Now they got a pool right here. I don't know when this picture was taken. Maybe the previous tenants moved out and somebody new has moved in. But 3 years ago when we were flipping this, we were right here. And it was right here. This house kind of looked like one of those rooming houses where people were renting rooms, but you had a lot of sketchy people over at this place all the time. And a lot of people would be coming through these woods to this house. Knew it was a dope spot. Knew there was stuff happening there with the women because there would be some women here and then there would be some cars parked out here and like, you know, shit was just going down over here. I was so worried about that house in particular when I went to sell this. I didn't give a damn about the rest of the area. But sure as shit, man, we put that house on the market and literally within 3 days, it was bought. So it's cool to see that the house still looks good and I hope that they get the money for it. But that's a lot of money to ask for a house in not the greatest area. Horrible school system, horrible area. You ain't getting no 240 for that. You can take that 240 and go, you might get it. I shouldn't say that. The price of houses is so damn expensive right now. You might get it.